evening and welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Alexander Armstrong. In the news this week, at a working men's club in Gillingham, there's celebrations as one man finally manages to shift the stubborn blockage in the gents' toilets.
Wow.
Despite a severe lack of funds, Russia goes ahead with testing the durability of its lead astronaut for the next Soyuz launch. And with reports that the coronation will cost an estimated £100 million, William and Kate reveal how much the royal family will be contributing. On Ian's team tonight is a Sunday Times journalist who claims she used to attend 4 or 5 parties a night, which is why Boris Johnson still calls her the lockdown lightweight. Please welcome Camilla Long! On Paul's team tonight is a comedian from Yorkshire who says it's true that everyone up there is always complaining about the price of things. Well, apart from that nice Mr. and Mrs. Sunak up at the big house. Please welcome Maisie Adam. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Paul and Maisie, have a look at this.
Yeah, OK, yes, people celebrating. I'm going to need a drink to get through this.
That's Freshers' Week in the care home.
Yeah. That's the Stone of Scone, I think it's called.
Prank calling Meghan again.
Yep.
Oh, there's Prince Andrew.
I think if that was Prince Andrew, the Bible would have caught fire. So this is the coronation, which is going to be happening soon, I believe. I'm not quite sure when, but it's
No,
really?
really?
Yeah, sometime this year, I think. Yeah.
They should mention it.
They should. So it's going to be happening, and that's what it is. Next question.
Well, the Archbishop of Canterbury has asked everyone to make a gesture during the ceremony.
Oh, so that's...
Yes.
Some people...
Paul's got his ready.
Yeah.
Oh, is this pledging the allegiance?
We get a line, don't we?
We do.
Yeah,
Would you like me to tell you what it is? These are words of the oath. We'll be asked to pledge to King Charles.
Yeah.
I swear that I will pay true allegiance to your majesty and to your heirs and successors according to law. So help me God.
Oh, it's nice and jovial, isn't it? Yeah. I also think it's very hard to say, so help me God, and not sound sarcastic.
Yeah.
So help me God.
Yeah, it's what your mum says before she absolutely bollocks you for not doing your homework.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an attempt to extend it to the populace, because originally that oath was purely for members of the aristocracy. You got all the people who actually owned the land and had the money to say to you, I won't kill you, I won't kill your heirs. Well, I might.
I was going to say, what happens if you do? He's not going to go, but you promised.
Do we get a cue to do this? Is the Archbishop going to go, oh, together now? Will he be holding up a cohee?
There'll be a little bouncing orb going along the word.
Like one big a cappella group.
Yeah.
Do you think Charles is sort of aiming for it to sort of be repeated in classrooms and things like that? Like they do in
like
America?
Oh,
I think it's a branding
With
thing.
hand on...
So, yes, so
arm.
now we know what to say to sort of identify ourselves as British people.
I don't like the idea of that, though, like a 7-year-old saying
So help me.
allegiance. It's like when you see a kid at a wedding in a trilby hat. It's not right.
You wait till you see what they're wearing at the coronation.
The Queen's coronation in 1953 was about 3 and a bit hours long.
Yes.
It went on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
What have they done to
Well, they've
down
cut
the
all
length?
these aristocrats pledging their allegiance, so it's only William
That's right.
who pledges his allegiance at that moment.
Yes, that's right. Prince William will be the only person, in fact, to kneel before the King, pledging to be his father's liegeman of life and limb.
That's somebody's got hold of a dictionary and just turned to the letter L.
Yeah.
And they haven't bothered with the rest of it.
Why are you getting your limbs involved?
It's medieval. It means that you say that you will give both your life and your arms, because it's a sword-based democracy.
Yeah. Is there an order to that? Because I'd give you your arms first, then your life. Because you do it the other way round.
Yeah, you're right.
Your arms could just be... Anybody could pick them up.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's very badly written. It should be limb and life.
Yeah.
The homage of the people.
Homage of the people.
Replacing this element of the service.
Yes.
Which was the act of hereditary peers.
Yes.
Which would have seen over 800 individuals kneeling in turn before the monarch to kiss his right cheek.
What's his left cheek done to annoy him.
Some people aren't happy about the oath of allegiance. There's an anti-monarchist group, Republic, for example.
Oh, yes.
Spokesman said, in a democracy, it's the head of state that should swear allegiance to us. This is an offensive and tone-deaf gesture and holds the people in contempt. Or, as these Celtic fans put it...
BBC's impartiality, do you think
Yes.
they'll have to have that on Songs of Praise?
There is a planned protest by 1,600 anti-monarchists.
Yes.
Something might affect them. Do you know what that might be?
The Public Order Act?
Yes.
That's right. New Public Order Act came to force this week. Interfering with key infrastructure such as roads, railways, could now result in up to 12 months in jail.
Yes.
Anyone attaching themselves to an immovable object...
Like some member of the House of Lords.
Yes.
Or the Stone of Scone.
Yes.
Because he sits on top of it.
He does.
A stone?
The Stone of Destiny. We've told you about this already.
Yes.
I'm convinced you lot have gone for a drink beforehand going, let's see how much Maisie believes.
The first bit's right.
Stone of...
No, we went for a drink before the show.
It's an ancient stone that used to be used in the crowning of Scottish kings, and so it's brought down from Scotland where it's been returned. I think once the Stone of Scone appears, the Celtic fans are going to change their mind.
They go by Celtic. Just to trip
Celtic.
you up.
Well, just for balance, I'll say I really like Rangers.
Fixing yourself to an immovable object is called locking on. Police have given new powers to search for super glue and padlocks. They'll need another plan to prevent Andrew getting out of the palace. Why was Jacob Rees-Mogg's show on GB News taken off air?
Because it was rubbish.
Wasn't there some kind of attack on the palace?
There was exactly
Did it coincide with that?
He was broadcasting, I don't know why, from a porter cabin outside Buckingham Palace with former BBC royal correspondent Michael Cole. Rees-Mogg was told that there was a security alert and they were to evacuate. Let's see what happens next.
We're just getting the latest word from the Metropolitan Police, and I don't know what it is.
Evacuate now.
We're going to have to evacuate now?
The police are live with us now, and telling us that we've got to evacuate even
I don't see why we could possibly have to move.
So I'm very sorry to say that it is good evening for me for the time being, as I think that was probably a controlled explosion in the background. That's what it sounded like to me.
You can see they waste their money on set design, don't they?
It looks like an Andram production of Line of Duty.
Yes.
Where were they meant to go?
Well, outside, nearer the bomb.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Jacob Rees-Mogg has not been invited to Westminster Abbey, but according to The Times, he'll watch the ceremony on television from his home in Somerset. Better turn it on now if he wants those valves to warm up. What did Jacob Rees-Mogg recently describe as disgusting?
Northerners.
Yeah.
Oh, the quiche, the
Yes,
coronation
quiche.
quiche.
Coronation quiche, that's right.
He said that the coronation quiche was not very nice.
I don't think it's at all related to him not being invited to the coronation. Anything to do with that at all. To complicate the discussion even further, the dish was chosen by the royal chef, Mark Flanagan.
Oh, my... No.
So, staying with the quiche, shall we have a bit of quiche fun?
No, No, go on then.
Oh, come on. We're going to do a quick roundup of other coronation news with Through the Quiche Hole.
Oh.
Can I withdraw my enthusiasm?
OK, here is your first one. Let's go through the quiche hole.
Oh, buzzer.
Yes.
I think it's Princess Anne.
Yes.
Oh, I really should keep up with the news. I have no idea.
Princess Anne has said this week that
Yes.
she doesn't agree with Prince Charles that the monarchy should be slimmed down.
Mm-hmm.
She must have been bottling this up for years, and finally her brother's becoming king.
Yes.
So the first thing he says, I'd like a slimmed-down monarchy. No, I don't.
I mean, she is a difficult woman. She does insist on being surrounded by out-of-focus people.
Her comments were described by GB News as an extraordinary shot across the bowels of King Charles. OK, fingers on buzzers, as once again we go through the quiche hole.
Oh, it's McDonald's!
I think I can probably guess. McDonald's is trying to piggyback on the coronation by producing some tat.
That's it.
That is not tart. That is beautiful. Look at that. That's stunning.
McDonald's has launched a limited edition 9-carat gold signet ring.
That doesn't sound very McDonald's.
No.
Signet ring with your plastic toy.
Yes.
Oh, yes, very good.
But Lindsay's offering a free mini break at a resort of your choice. But what's the catch?
Charles and Camilla will go with you.
Oh, you nearly had it there. You only get one if your name is Charles or Camilla.
Stop it.
No.
Can I just tell you, it was not fun being a Camilla in the 1990s. My mother chose my name thinking it was the most lovely and fragrant name in the world. And I literally slap her all through the 90s. But sorry, don't broadcast that. I'll get executed.
It's fine if you just now say slap a consort.
Yes.
It makes it all better.
This is Saturday's coronation, where towards
Saturday?
the... Yes.
Right, I'm making a note of that.
Where towards the end of the ceremony, the Archbishop will invite the public to recite the oath of allegiance to our new king. There are a number of TV celebrities on the coronation guest list, including Bear Grylls, Jay Blades and Anton Deck. Holly and Phil will also be up there at the front, even though they haven't been invited. Critics remain cynical about whether Camilla should be crowned queen alongside Charles, but it's hard to deny the strength and depth of their relationship. It's clear he loves her as much now as he did on the day he married Diana. There was drama leading up to the coronation when there were reports of a controlled explosion inside Buckingham Palace. Presumably when Charles got a text from Meghan saying she could make it after all. Ian and Camilla, have a look at this.
Oh, here we are.
Reservoir Dogs remake. No, can't hear. Oh, there's
Simon
Case with his case.
With a case. Sue Gray.
So this is trouble in the civil service. After the removal of the BBC chairman, no, he resigned in good faith in order to protect the BBC. He wasn't removed, sacked, fired or dispensed with. The focus moved on to Simon Case, who's the Cabinet Secretary, and his role in appointing this man because he'd facilitated a loan for Boris Johnson. And people said, well, what's the point of the Cabinet Office if it just doesn't stop these things happening? And then they looked at Simon Case's record, and it's not very good. He seems to be at the source
Centre of quite a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Yes, and the reason he's in the news is he's ordered an inquiry into Sue Gray, who herself, you probably remember, was doing an inquiry into Boris.
Yes.
So people are saying, hang on, you can't inquire into her when she's inquiring into you, and you're living here. It doesn't make any sense.
This is your Desperate Housewives, isn't it, Ian?
But yes, this is, I mean, most specifically over the row over the government's attempts to stop the Partygate investigator Sue Gray getting a job with Keir Starmer. Case was the person who BBC chairman Richard Sharp had suggested was the best man for a wealthy donor to talk about lending Boris £800,000. Who did lend Boris £800,000, do we know?
We don't know.
No, we don't, do we?
No.
Why did he need £800,000?
Well, that's, you know,
Just
it doesn't go far with that number of
metre
kids.
of gold wallpaper. Yeah.
Why would Boris need all this money?
Yes.
I was asking you.
Oh. You just said a very funny joke about all the children and talking over it with some crap. He would need it for all his children, Ian.
The local elections are happening right now as we speak. Why are the Conservatives predicting they will lose 1,000 seats?
Because they're optimists.
I think they're trying to let us down gently.
Yes, then if they lose
Or
less than
themselves.
1,000 seats, they can claim a small victory.
It's a bit like the captain of the Titanic saying New York's not a very nice place to be.
What's Keir Starmer allegedly calling his gang, his loyal soldiers?
Oh, the stormtroopers. No, that's not right, is it?
The Stormtroopers.
Yes, of course. I think he's just surrounded by people telling him that what he does is absolutely brilliant, like picking names like Stormtrooper. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. We've nailed the anti-Semitism business. Let's get the stormtroopers in and show them. Not good.
According to The Spectator, all those standing for Labour's top 100 election targets are being thoroughly vetted, and the strategy is no more piss-poor candidates. What you need as a local politician is to feel that the party bigwigs are absolutely interested in your area.
Absolutely.
Have you seen Rishi Sunak's video in support of the local football team in Stockton on TV?
I've watched nothing else for the last 3 days.
Then let's watch it again. Look at this, his inspirational message.
Oh, God.
Your local MP, Matt Vickers, has been telling me about all the action down at Bishy Road, the exciting semi-final playoff, and how Mikey Roberts brought the nail-biting penalty shootout to an end. I understand you've got some of the best and loudest fans around. Now, Stockton is right behind you, and the town couldn't be prouder. I just wanted to wish you the very best of luck in today's final. Good luck, the Anchors.
That voice I've only ever heard elsewhere in nightclub DJs. You know, when they shout over the track and go, shout out to Helen for her birthday tonight, and Vicky the girls, first girl to bring a bra up to the DJ booth gets a free shot. It's that.
Should we have some local election fun?
Oh, please.
Please,
Yeah.
the evening's falling out for it.
OK, right. What is wrong with this?
Oh, no, the bottom half of that man isn't there.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
That
really
is
alarming.
Councillor Wahid Rassab in Paddock, Walsall, who photoshopped himself into a meeting, but seems to have obliterated his arm and both his legs.
Very ironically, you can't see his hands, although there's loads on the wall behind him. Those aren't his real hands, are they? That Photoshop was put on the wall.
No, those are limbs that people have pledged.
Ah, pledge limbs. Pledge limbs.
Finally, here's Dr. Geoffrey Hinton. There he is.
He's the man from Google.
Yeah.
He is the man from Google. Hinton is known as the godfather of AI. He's resigned from his job at Google this week. He said he found the dangers of AI chatbots quite scary, adding, "I'm not that optimistic because I don't know any examples of more intelligent things being controlled by less intelligent things."
Well, you should try living in Britain.
Yes, this is the inquiry into Sue Gray's move from the civil service to a key role in the Labour Party. The Guardian has reported that Sue Gray is looking for a new way to catapult herself into a top job. I'd try arranging an £800,000 loan for the Prime Minister. That seems to work.
Did you say Crime Minister?
I did, didn't I? I'm sorry.
It was good.
Why are you sorry,
yeah,
the Prime
don't-
Minister?
Yeah, don't do it again. Just leave it. Nobody will notice.
This week, Donald Trump made a flying visit to one of his golf clubs in Scotland. The disgraced former leader, who's currently under police investigation, couldn't meet him as she was in her camper van. Which means it's now time for the odd one out round. Ian and Camilla, your four are Ed Sheeran,
Yes.
a Royal Navy cadet, Rebecca Vardy, and Liz Truss.
It's good to see her back.
Ed Sheeran has just done a court case in New York, hasn't he, about plagiarising some music?
Rebecca Vardy's the odd one out because her court case has been turned into a play.
Well, Rebecca Vardy is the odd one out, but why?
Liz Truss was accused of stealing the entire country's resources.
Didn't she stole bathrobes, though, didn't
Yes.
she?
Yes, it's all to do with stealing.
And I think she stole the slippers as well, which is pathetic.
They've all been accused of nicking stuff, apart from Rebecca Vardy, who took someone else's phrase and trademarked it, because she has trademarked
yes, Wagatha Christie.
In 2022, Vardy lost a High Court libel case against her fellow footballer's wife, Colleen Rooney. But last month, she revealed that in order to recoup the cost of her legal fees, Vardy had trademarked the phrase Wagatha Christie.
Well, even though it was someone else's joke.
Yeah, a comedian, Dan Atkinson, according to The Observer, tweeted the phrase in October 2019. He's considered taking legal action just to get Vardy and Rooney's back in court, which would at least give the courtroom artist another chance at capturing Wayne's likeness.
You were there, though.
Yes, I was.
Were you in the Wagatha Christie
Yes, I was there.
courtroom?
Did you find her convincing?
No, she was quite entertaining, though. It was very amusing watching the barristers having to read out these unbelievably rude text messages in the very, And then she said, that and fuck off, you know? What am I doing here?
Oddly, Vardy has successfully trademarked a phrase that reminds everyone why she was successfully sued. Rather like Prince Andrew deciding to trademark the phrase sweaty nonce. What was Ed Sheeran accused of nicking?
Some music.
That's right, he'd been accused of ripping off Marvin Gaye's song Let's Get It On with his track Thinking Out Loud. What did Ed Sheeran say he'd have done had he lost the case?
Given up music.
That's exactly right.
Oh, jury, you had one job.
What did a Royal Navy cadet recently take that they shouldn't have taken?
Submarine. Torpedo tubes.
It was revealed that documents marked sensitive and which included details about nuclear submarine HMS Anson were found in a Wetherspoons toilet. The Sun stated anyone could have found them. It was lucky it wasn't a deep-cover Russian spy. Yeah, even Russian spies know when somewhere is too dangerous. What has Liz Truss been accused of nicking?
Bathrobes.
Yes, that's right. This week, the former Prime Minister was sent a bill by the Cabinet Office for her summer stay at the state-owned Chivening estate, which included costs for a missing set of bathrobes and slippers. The costs incurred at the house came to £12,000, with the bill mostly covering hospitality, which happened during preparations for her premiership. She prepared. Paul and Maisie, your four are Rishi Sunak, Auric Goldfinger, Vladimir Putin, and Choupette the cat.
Is the cat the clue? Putin has cats. Rishi Sunak's got a cat. Larry the cat.
It's to do with how Choupette likes to get about.
He uses only private jets. And so does Goldfinger.
Rishi Sunak goes on private jet.
Putin doesn't go on a private jet.
Yeah.
He's scared to.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes!
Oh.
Yes! That's absolutely right. Yes, they all love flying on private jets, apart from Vladimir Putin, who will only travel by train around Russia.
I always wonder about that whistle they tell you to blow when you're in a plane crash. When you crash into the sea, blow this whistle to attract attention, as if a jumbo jet flying into the sea. Nobody will notice that, but I hear a whistle. Oh, hello.
According to an interview with a senior Russian security officer who defected last year, Putin is so paranoid about his presidential plane being tracked that he now travels around Russia on a secret railway network.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Oh.
According to Russian defector Gleb Karakulov, the train cannot be tracked on any information resource. Ah, yes, as we all know, from National Rail Inquiry.
They had a drone attack on the Kremlin.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just this week. Let's just have a quick look at it. Putin alleges this is an assassination attempt by the Ukrainians.
That's a frisbee, sorry.
I mean, it's only an assassination attempt if he's sitting on the roof.
Why has Rishi Sunak got into trouble over use of private jets?
Because he takes loads of them.
Yep.
Taxpayers' cost.
Yeah.
He has been called out for his hypocrisy over his environmental policy after a Cabinet Office document revealed that last year the Prime Minister spent over £500,000 of taxpayers' money on private jet trips abroad in less than a fortnight.
Couldn't they just pop him into a jiffy bag and post him?
In the Bond film of the same name,
Yes.
Goldfinger is killed when he's sucked out of the window of his private jet piloted by Pussy Galore.
That's the way to go.
In the original novel, Pussy Galore was a lesbian trapeze artist. Well, I say lesbian, she swung both ways.
Somebody's been saving that joke up since 1964.
Choupette the cat is a frequent flyer, was formerly owned by Karl Lagerfeld. Here is Choupette travelling as she likes to.
What a life.
I know.
Is that a meringue?
It's Coronation Quiche. According to Harper's Bazaar, Choupette travels the world by private jet, accompanied by highly paid chefs, bodyguards and maids. And they will continue to do so for as long as that cat lives. Or at least one that looks very much like it. The Met Gala was in honour of Karl Lagerfeld. One tribute was paid. Choupette obviously didn't turn up. But an actor decided to come as her representative.
Jared Leto.
Here he is walking down the red carpet, although one spectator wasn't all that impressed.
Lady Gaga!
Time now for the Missing Words round, which features this week as its guest publication, Chicken and Egg magazine. The magazine all about rehoming commercial laying hens. And there's a special edition out this month, Coronation Chicken and Egg magazine. And we start with What caused drains in Bradford to overflow?
Discarded puddings.
It is two toupees. Two toupees. This is the news that multiple gardens were flooded in Bradford this week after a resident flushed 2 full-sized wigs down the loo. Here are the toupees. Oh. Which raises just one question. Who was Michael Fabricant's friend? Next, contortionist from London says what?
Can you tell me the best way to turn them green? This puts me in a very difficult position.
Lovely.
Contortionist from London says pet chickens are great training partners.
Well, you're going to have to explain that one, aren't you?
This is Pixie from London training with her chicken companions. It's nice to see the chickens turning the tables, taking a leg each. Lastly, police find Boris Johnson what?
Unfortunately.
I was just going to say guilty.
No, that's better.
Police find Boris Johnson is not drunk driver in the Netherlands.
That's not true.
This is the news that a drunk driver in the Netherlands handed over a fake ID with Boris Johnson's name and picture. Here it is. It's quite convincing, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's good. Can you take that to the voting booth?
Yeah.
Police realised immediately it wasn't Boris Johnson as the suspect admitted he was in the wrong and apologised. And so the final scores are Paul and Maisie have 6, Ian and Camilla have 7.
Hey!
But before we go, there is just time for the caption competition. Paul and Maisie get that.
Pandas at Chester Zoo attempt to sober up after a morning of bottomless bamboo. That one on the left really looks like he's sort of going, and then I said, if you think my van's dirty, you should see me wife.
Ian and Camilla have this.
You're tired.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists Ian Hislop and Camilla Long, Paul Merton and Maisie Adam. And I leave you with news that coders at the dating app Tinder admit they need to make a few more adjustments to their new algorithm. In preparation for their duet at the Coronation concert, Ed Sheeran and Boy George get some rehearsing in.
Surely Mick Hucknall.
And world hunger could be a thing of the past after Italian scientists work out how to 3D print a lasagna. Good night.
If you enjoyed that, download the BBC Sounds app to take the best satirical Friday night comedy from Radio 4 with you. Next here tonight, something for everyone, Shift Got Real in our new high-concept comedy thriller, Black Ops.